Have you ever found yourself caught in that relentless inner monologue? You know, the one, the constant analysis, the endless what ifs, that loop of worry that just, well, won't quit?
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Hold on.
struggle so many of us experience, right? But for some people, it becomes this real torment, like an inescapable mental trap.
And that's exactly what we're diving deep into today. We're pulling some incredible insights from Nick Trenton's book, Stop Overthinking, 23 Techniques to Relieve Stress, Stop Negative Spirals, Declutter Your Mind, and Focus on the Present. It's
Eh,
quite a title.
it is. And our mission for this deep dive is, well, pretty simple, actually, to unpack the most important nuggets of knowledge and those really practical techniques from this resource.
Yeah.
We want to give you a genuine shortcut, sort of, to understanding overthinking and, maybe more importantly, how to quiet that relentless mental chatter, how to regain control over your own mind.
Because, as we'll see, this deep dive quickly reveals that overthinking isn't just, thinking too much. It's a distinct and often incredibly harmful mental activity. It can really hijack your life if you let it.
Okay, so let's unpack what overthinking really looks like. There's this scenario from the book. I think so many of us will relate to this one.
Hmm.
Imagine a young man, James. He's kind, intelligent, maybe a little too self-aware,
Yeah, knows the type.
So one day, he notices a minor health thing. Nothing serious, probably, but like many of us, he jumps online to research it.
Oh boy, bad start.
Right. He quickly gets alarmed by all the, worst-case scenarios. Then he stops himself, thinks, wait, I'm probably overthinking this.
Okay, self-awareness kicking in.
But here's the twist. Instead of that thought calming him down, he starts stressing about his thoughts about his health.
Wow, the meta-worry.
Exactly. Soon he's debating therapy options, arguing with himself inside his head, questioning everything, spiraling into negative self-talk. And this whole massive torment began with nothing more than noticing a weird-looking mole.
Wow. Yeah, James's experience really nails the core of what overthinking is. It's when your thought processes just spiral out of control, causing genuine distress.
Mm-hmm.
These thoughts feel unwanted. They feel unstoppable, and they're deeply self-defeating. It's that constant cycle, isn't it? Analyzing, judging, monitoring, evaluating, controlling, worrying, sometimes all at once.
This feels awful.
It feels awful, and the worst part is, it doesn't actually help you make any progress or find a solution. You probably know it's a problem for you if you're constantly aware of your own thoughts, if you're thinking about your thoughts, that meta thought idea.
Thinking about thinking.
Exactly. Or if you find yourself trying desperately to control them, getting distressed by spontaneous thoughts, or just frequently questioning and doubting your own choices.
That distinction is so important because it leads to this really fascinating point the book makes. Thinking itself. It's a marvelous gift. It's essential to humankind. We wouldn't have civilization without it.
Absolutely not.
The issue isn't thought itself. It's excessive thought when we think over, above, and beyond what is beneficial. That's the key phrase.
Precisely. And the book posits that anxiety is often the root cause here, with overthinking being the effect, the symptom almost.
Okay, so this raises a really crucial question. Where does this anxiety actually come from? And it's multifactorial, a complex mix of different interacting causes.
Okay, so let's break that down.
First, the book asks, is it you?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a genetic component to anxiety. Research points to it, like chromosome 9 apparently has links, but, and this is important, this only explains about, 26% of the variability?
Right, it's not the whole story.
Exactly. So having these genes doesn't mean you're destined for a life of anxiety. It just means you might be more predisposed, maybe. But you can absolutely learn to manage it.
That's a hopeful message.
Yeah. And we can also become habitual overthinkers because, kind of ironically, it gives us the illusion we're tackling a problem.
Right, like you're doing something constructive.
Yeah, it's like endlessly scratching an itch that just won't go away. You feel like you're doing something, but you're just making it worse.
Perpetuating the discomfort, yeah.
And overthinking often gets exacerbated by specific insecurities, right? Our capabilities, relationships, health.
Oh, yeah, those are big triggers.
And trying to suppress thoughts. That often backfires, makes them louder.
Totally. Thought suppression is generally not a good strategy.
And finally, our daily habits. Things that seem small, like too much social media, not eating well, weird sleep schedules. They can subtly, but really significantly ramp up the overthinking.
And that's the bit we often have the most immediate control over, thankfully.
Yeah, that's the good news there.
Okay, so second, we need to ask, is it your environment?
Right.
Anxiety can definitely arise just from living in a, let's face it, pretty stressful world sometimes.
Understatement.
Yeah. Now, not all stress is bad, right? There's eustress, that good motivating pressure,
Just you going.
gets you going. But too much stress, distress, that depletes our psychological resources.
Yeah.
And interestingly, too little stimulation, hypostress, can also be a problem. Leads to boredom, stagnation,
Yeah.
just as draining sometimes.
Hadn't thought about hypostress much, but yeah.
And remember, stress is the external pressure. Anxiety is our internal experience of it. Now, a key thing here is chronic stress and traumatic events. Persistent stress, especially if you have that predisposition we talked about, often leads to burnout.
Makes sense.
And things like major depression, generalized anxiety, they're strongly linked to traumatic life events. Bereavement, divorce, crime, poverty, racism, or childhood trauma like abuse or neglect. These can kind of sensitize individuals to stress later in life.
That makes a lot of sense.
And even your immediate environment matters. Your home, your office, things like clutter, the quality of light, smells, noises, even wall colors. They can all influence anxiety levels.
So that advice to clean your room actually has some grounding.
It really does. A tidy space often helps create a tidier mind, you know?
Okay, and then there's what the book calls the secret ingredient, our mental models.
Yes. And this is where we arguably have the most control.
How so?
Well, the book explains anxiety as a result of genetics, plus environment, plus how you carry it.
How you carry it.
It's fundamentally how you interpret an event and the choices you make in response. If you see a situation as a threat instead of a challenge, well, you'll behave as if it is, and that leads to the anxious state.
So we're not responding to the stress itself.
But to our perception of the stress, that's the critical insight.
Wow. Okay, so what does this all mean then? What are the consequences of chronic overthinking?
Oh, they're widespread. Chronic overthinking impacts basically every aspect of your life. Physically, you might get a racing heart, headaches, nausea, muscle tension, fatigue. It can even suppress your immune system, mess with your memory.
Yikes.
And chronic stress can lead to serious stuff like cardiovascular disease, insomnia, mentally and psychologically, exhaustion, nervousness, irritability, inability to concentrate, lack of motivation, depression, apathy. And it just reinforces that negative self-talk cycle.
It sounds exhausting.
It is. And socially. It can damage relationships, hurt your work performance, make you withdraw socially, lead to addictive behaviors, and ultimately causes devastating loss of meaning and joy in life.
That's heavy stuff. But the good news, as you said, stress is a fact of life.
But overthinking is optional. It's a choice. You have more power here than you think.
Okay, so that idea of awareness feels like the crucial first step. How do we actually cultivate it? What are the practical tools the book suggests?
Right. So one of the most effective tools recommended for building that awareness is using stress diaries or journals.
Okay, like writing things down.
Exactly. It's really about becoming a detective of your own thoughts and feelings. The purpose is to pinpoint your specific triggers and reactions by systematically writing them down. This helps you figure out your optimal stress range, not too much, not too little.
How does it work?
Well, the method involves just noting down key details whenever your mood shifts noticeably. The time, date, your stress level, maybe on a 1-10 scale.
Got it.
What emotions or physical symptoms you noticed, what you think triggered it, how you responded, and what the outcome was.
So being systematic about it.
Yes. Then after a few days or a week, you look back and analyze it. Look for patterns. What are the frequent causes of your stress? How does it affect your productivity? What are your typical responses? Are they working? Can you identify a comfortable, beneficial stress level for yourself?
So you get real data.
You get real data for making insightful changes. And there are variations, right? Traditional journaling just for emotional release, gratitude journaling, maybe listing 5 things you're thankful for each day,
That's popular.
or bullet journaling for organization. But there's a caution. Skip journaling if it just fuels your perfectionism or makes you focus more on the technique than your actual emotions.
That's a good point. Okay, but what about those moments when panic is really spiraling? Like you need immediate relief right now.
Yes. For that, the book offers a really brilliant technique, the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding technique.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
This technique is designed to pull your conscious awareness instantly back into the present moment. How? By engaging all 5 senses.
Makes sense. Your body's always here.
Exactly. When you're overthinking, your mind can be anywhere, past regrets, future catastrophes, but your body. It's only ever right here, right now.
So how do you do it?
It's simple. You just stop, take a deep breath,
Yeah.
and look around you. First, find 5 things you can see. Really notice them: textures, colors, shapes.
Okay, 5 things visually.
Then, Find 4 things you can feel or touch. Maybe the weight of your body on the chair, the texture of your clothes, a cool glass.
4 things touch.
Then find 3 things you can hear. Your own breath, maybe distant traffic, the hum of a fan.
3 sounds. Got it.
After that, find 2 things you can smell. Maybe soap on your skin, coffee, the air.
2 smells.
And finally, find 1 thing you can taste. Could be a lingering flavor or just the taste of your own mouth.
1 taste. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Exactly. And the genius here isn't just that it's a quick fix. It's a powerful lesson in conscious attention. It retrains your brain, reminding you that you control where your focus goes. That's fundamental for quieting mental chatter.
That is such a practical tool for right in the moment. But okay, let's shift gears a bit. From immediate fixes to maybe preventing stress by getting more organized.
Yes.
The book highlights this classic pitfall, right? Like the example of Susie, who tries meditation to calm down.
Right, but her real issue...
Her real problem is chronic poor time management, which actually leads to more stress in the end.
Exactly right. For many people, good stress management really is good time management. It boils down to prioritizing what truly matters to you.
So it's about knowing your priorities.
Yes, and that requires a mindset shift. You need to consciously prioritize rest and relaxation, not just jam-pack your schedule with work. Actually schedule time for enjoyable activities, or even just doing nothing.
Schedule downtime.
Radical. It feels like it, doesn't it? The book is this practical life architecture framework. First, decide your top 3 values or priorities in life, what really matter.
Okay, top 3.
Second, track how you spend every single hour for a week. Just observe.
Be honest with yourself.
Brutally honest. Third, analyze it. Does how you spend your time actually reflect your stated values? If family's number 1, why are you spending 90% of your time on work?
Ouch.
Okay. Fourth, restructure your schedule based on those core values. And fifth, keep observing and adjusting. It's an ongoing process.
And for daily stuff.
For daily priorities, start each day by ranking your to-do list. What's urgent? Must be done today. What's important? Less urgent, but crucial for life maintenance, exercise, paying bills, whatever. And what's not important? That can wait or be delegated.
Urgent, important, not important.
Key tips. Write things down. Break big tasks into mini goals. Learn to say no. And keep asking, does this action align with my bigger goals?
And it really helps, the book suggests, to recognize your own time management persona.
Oh, yeah.
Are you a time martyr taking on too much, a procrastinator, a distractor who gets easily derailed, an underestimator of how long things take, or a firefighter always reacting to crises?
I think I know a few firefighters.
Right. Understanding your style helps you apply the right techniques. It's like knowing your own mental Achilles heel, sort of.
That's a great point. And speaking of managing inputs, there's Allen's input processing technique.
Okay, what's that?
Its purpose is basically to help you navigate this information overload we live in. Emails, calls, social media pings. Those are all inputs.
Constant inputs.
Constant. So for each new input, you quickly decide, does this need action? Yes or no? If no, ignore it or defer it. If yes, either act immediately, schedule a specific time, or delegate it.
Don't let it pile up mentally.
Exactly. The goal is to refuse to let tasks pile up in your mind, freeing up your attention and energy. Less mental clutter.
I like that. And then there's the Eisenhower method. We've probably all heard of this, but it's powerful.
The urgent, important matrix, yeah.
Right. We all get caught in that tyranny of the urgent.
Yeah.
This method cuts through it by clearly distinguishing between urgent and important tasks. You make that matrix.
4 quadrants.
4 quadrants.
Yeah.
Important and urgent. Do it immediately. Top priority. Important, but not urgent. Decide when to do it. This is crucial for long-term goals like exercise or planning. Schedule it routinely.
The stuff that often gets pushed aside.
Totally. Then, not important, but urgent. Delegate it if you can. It's pressing, but doesn't really move your life forward. Learn to say no to these commitments.
Protect your time.
And finally, not important and not urgent. Just delete it. Pointless web surfing, junk TV.
The time sinks.
Exactly. The real insight here, I think, is how this method doesn't just manage tasks. It fundamentally reshapes your relationship with time. It moves you from reactive chaos to proactive control, frees up mental space.
Absolutely. We all have those delete tasks we could cut out, that endless scrolling.
Oh, yeah. Or that binge watch that leaves you feeling drained, not refreshed.
So true. These are great frameworks for prioritizing. But sometimes it's not just what to do, but how to do it well. That brings us to setting clear goals and managing the work itself.
Right, getting specific.
Yeah, the book talks about SMART goals. Their purpose is clarity and focus. They act like a roadmap. combating the vagueness that fuels overthinking.
Smart, specific, measurable.
Attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Exactly. So instead of a vague goal like, I want to be healthier.
Which means nothing, really.
Right. A smart goal would be, I will eat at least 5 servings of different fruits and vegetables daily, about 80 grams each, for the remainder of this month. See the difference?
Much clearer. Actionable.
Yes. It helps you act efficiently, prevents disappointment from fuzzy goals, and gives your overthinking mind less room to spin its wheels.
Okay, then there's the Kanban method. I usually think of this for software teams, but for personal use.
Yeah, it works great personally too. Think of it like a visual dashboard for your tasks, maybe a physical board or a digital app.
Visualize the workflow.
Exactly. Its purpose is to visually manage your workflow and enhance personal productivity, especially for streamlining systems you already have.
So visualize it. What else?
The principles are start where you are, make constant small improvements, baby steps. Respect your current process initially, and encourage, sort of, leadership within your own tasks.
Okay.
The core actions are 1. Visualize your workflow step by step. 2. Limit works in progress. Stop multitasking. Focus on finishing one thing.
That's a hard one.
It is. 3. Manage the flow. Identify bottlenecks or wasted time and smooth things out. And 4. Set up feedback loops. Regularly check how you're doing and adjust.
The benefit being.
You build a life, a system designed to take unnecessary stress off your mind. Becomes more automated, less effortful.
Makes sense. And the last organizational one, time blocking.
Yes, time blocking. This is about really taking control of your schedule, preventing those chaotic, reactive days, and making space for deep work.
Those important focused tasks.
Exactly. The method is simple. Dedicate specific blocks of time to one single task. Plan your morning and evening routines based on your values. Block your priority tasks first, ideally when you're most alert. Protect those blocks.
Guard that time.
Yes. Schedule less important shallow work for times when you're less productive. And, importantly, set aside dedicated time daily for unpredictable stuff like emails, so they don't constantly interrupt you.
So you're telling your time where to go, not the other way around.
Precisely. The benefit is you become more effective, significantly less stressed, and way more productive.
Okay, loads of great stuff on organization. But sometimes, despite the best plans, that overthinking still kicks in, right?
Absolutely. Life happens.
So this next section focuses on practical, in-the-moment ways to reduce anxiety once it's threatening to take over. And it's crucial to remember, relaxation isn't just passive. It's a skill you can actively practice.
It really is. And the benefits are profound. Relaxation lowers your heart rate, breathing rate, blood pressure. It improves digestion, blood sugar, moderates stress hormones,
Oh, wow.
reduces fatigue and muscle pain, increases concentration, leads to better sleep, boosts confidence. It's a powerful internal reset.
Okay, so what are some techniques? The book mentions autogenic training. Sounds intense.
It sounds more complex than it is. The concept is self-born relaxation. It systematically induces calm states by combining visual imagery, breathing, and body awareness to deliberately calm your central nervous system.
How does that work?
There are 6 key techniques or sensations you focus on: heaviness, warmth, awareness of your heartbeat, awareness of your breath, abdominal sensations, and focusing on the coolness of your forehead.
Okay.
So a brief guide: find a comfy position. Slowly repeat, I am completely calm, maybe 6 times. Then focus on a sensation like my left arm is warm. Repeat that 6 times, then alternate back to I am completely calm. You move through different body parts.
Kind of like a body scan with specific sensations.
Right, exactly. And then you gently reverse the process to awaken. The benefit is developing this real sense of empowerment and control over your internal state. It can help with things from hypertension to anxiety.
Important note, though.
Yes, very important. The source advises consulting a doctor before trying this if you have diabetes or a heart condition, as it can affect blood pressure. Always best to check.
Good advice. What about guided imagery and visualization?
This one's often quite enjoyable. The concept is steering your mind, the same mind that overthinks, toward a calming destination. And the key is engaging all 5 senses, not just sight.
Why all 5?
Because your body and mind work together. Just like imagining biting into a lemon makes your mouth water, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, vividly imagining a calm place makes your body relax. So the method: get comfortable, close your eyes, imagine a detailed, happy, calm place, a forest, a beach, whatever works for you.
Your personal happy place.
Your personal sanctuary. Engage sight, sound, touch, taste, smell. Imagine yourself feeling truly calm, happy, content there. Spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes immersed.
Nice little mental vacation.
Exactly. It helps reduce anxiety, can even tap into subconscious wisdom, apparently, and it's increasingly used as a psychological treatment.
Okay, and progressive muscle relaxation, PMR.
PMR, yes. This is based on a simple, powerful idea. Physical relaxation leads to mental relaxation.
Mm.
It involves consciously tensing and then relaxing different muscle groups.
Tense, then release.
That's the core of it. Stress makes muscles tense up, often unconsciously. By deliberately tensing them strongly for a few seconds and then suddenly releasing, they become more relaxed than they were before.
How do you do it?
Comfortable position, maybe eyes closed. You move your focus from one body part to the next. Inhale and contract the muscle group, say, your hand as hard as you can for 5–10 seconds. Then exhale fully as you suddenly release all the tension.
Feel the difference.
Feel the difference. You usually start with extremities, fingers, toes, and move inward, maybe finishing with your face and scalp.
What are the benefits?
Relieves muscle tension, obviously, but also improves digestion, lowers blood pressure, improves sleep, and really enhances your body awareness, noticing where you hold tension.
That's useful.
Yeah. And the common thread in all these instant Zen techniques, as the book calls them, it's learning to take control of your conscious awareness.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back, guiding your focus intentionally towards your body, the present moment, your senses, and deliberately away from that stressful rumination loop.
Okay, that's a great lead-in, actually, because the book really hammers home how much of this battle is fought in the mind.
Absolutely.
It brings up cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. What's the fundamental idea behind CBT? Why is it so effective for rewiring our thoughts?
It's truly transformative stuff. The core premise of CBT is simple but profound. Our thoughts, not necessarily the outside world itself, are what primarily influence how we see the world and how we behave.
Thoughts create reality, in a sense.
In a very real sense, yes.
Yeah.
Your thoughts create your emotions, and those emotions then shape your perceptions. Think about it. If you hold the belief any failure is unbearable, well, then failing is going to make you feel absolutely awful.
Crushing.
Crushing. But if you believe failure is normal and actually a way you'll learn, you'll still feel disappointed, maybe, but you'll pick yourself up with resilience. Same failure, totally different thoughts, emotions, and behaviors.
Okay, so how do we start identifying these unhelpful thoughts? The book talks about cognitive distortions.
Yes, cognitive distortions. These are basically harmful, inaccurate thoughts and beliefs, sometimes like faulty filters that we unconsciously use to view reality. They twist things.
What are some common ones?
Oh, there are quite a few.
Yeah.
All or nothing, thinking that rigid black and white view, you're with us or against us. Overgeneralization, making huge assumptions from tiny bits of data like all politicians are corrupt based on one story.
See that one a lot.
Internalizing or externalizing, either blaming yourself for stuff that isn't your fault or blaming everyone else for your problems. Favoring the negative, discounting the positive, focusing on the one criticism in a sea of praise.
Guilty.
We all do it sometimes. And emotional reasoning, believing something must be true. Like, I feel like I bombed that presentation, so I must have. No evidence needed, just the feeling.
Yeah, that one's tricky.
Other common ones are catastrophizing, magical thinking, mind reading, fortune telling, using should statements rigidly. The list goes on.
How do you spot them in yourself?
Look for really strong emotive language. Words like always, never, should, must. Look for untested assumptions. Or notice when you're putting a lot of effort into justifying something that doesn't quite ring true.
Okay, so spotting the distortions is one thing, but how do you figure out what triggers your specific distortions or behaviors?
Good question. The antecedent behavior consequence model, or ABC model, is a great tool for that.
ABC.
It helps you systematically understand what triggers a behavior, the antecedent, what is the behavior itself, and what's the outcome, the consequence.
How do you use it?
You basically log events, maybe in a simple spreadsheet or notebook, column for antecedent, the trigger, column for behavior, what you did, column for consequence, the outcome, including how you felt.
Give me an example.
Okay. Antecedent, being at the grocery store around lunchtime, behavior, picking up donuts, consequence, feeling sick later and ashamed. By logging this over time, you might see patterns. Maybe the behavior isn't a lack of willpower, but is triggered by stress or low blood sugar or a specific environment.
Gives you clues.
Exactly. Clues to the real drivers.
Then there's the dysfunctional thought record, or DTR. Sounds similar.
It's related, but focuses more specifically on the thoughts. Its purpose is to provide a structured way to capture those automatic, often unconscious, negative thoughts so you can analyze them.
How's it structured?
You create a record, maybe columns for, daytime, the situation, your automatic thoughts, and crucially, how much you believe them, say 0, 100%, the emotions you felt and their intensity, an alternative, more balanced response, and then the outcome, how you felt after considering the alternative.
When do you fill it out?
You make an entry whenever you experience a strong negative emotion. It's like catching those fleeting negative thoughts in a net so you can actually look at them objectively.
Okay, so you've identified distortions, triggers, automatic thoughts. What's next? How do you change them?
That leads us to cognitive restructuring. This is where you actively take control of those anxious thought patterns and work to replace them with more helpful, accurate ones. You become like a neutral scientist examining your own thoughts.
How does that work in practice?
When you feel a negative emotion, you... Oh. STOP. Pause. Record the trigger, the automatic thoughts, the emotions. Then you rigorously question those thoughts. Ask yourself, what's the actual evidence for this thought? What's the evidence against it? Are there other possible explanations? What cognitive distortions might I be using right now? And a great one, what would I tell a friend if they were having this exact thought?
Get some distance.
Exactly. Generate as many alternative, more balanced thoughts as possible. The book suggests at least 3.
Does it give an example?
Yeah, Mike, the guy worried about constant evaluation at work. By identifying his catastrophizing and mind-reading distortions and then generating alternatives like, well, I don't actually have much evidence people are constantly judging me, his panic level dropped significantly from like 80% belief down to 30%.
Just by questioning and finding alternatives.
Yes, it's about consciously building new, more realistic mental pathways.
You know, after all that work identifying thoughts, it might still feel a bit theoretical. This next concept from the book, behavioral experiments, I found really insightful because it takes it into the real world.
Yes, this is powerful stuff.
The purpose is to test those really stubborn core beliefs that just arguing with them intellectually doesn't seem to shift.
Beliefs that feel true deep down, yeah.
So the method involves first clarifying the belief. Let's say it's everyone hates me.
Okay, a common one for social anxiety.
Right. Then you create a testable hypothesis like, actually, maybe some people don't hate me.
More realistic.
Then you design a real-world experiment. Maybe you look for past instances where people demonstrably like you. Or you actively observe people's behavior towards you for a week, looking for neutral or positive signs.
Gathering data.
Gathering real data. Finally, you run the experiment and analyze your observations. Does the original belief, everyone hates me, truly hold up when faced with real-world evidence?
Often it doesn't stand up to scrutiny.
Exactly. The book mentions different types too. Direct hypothesis testing like that, doing informal surveys to see if others have similar intrusive thoughts, normalizing them, or discovery experiments like, what would happen if I just acted as if I wasn't damaged goods for a day?
Stepping outside the belief.
Yeah. The goal is to gain tangible, real-world evidence to challenge those deep-seated, often inaccurate core beliefs.
And finally, within this thought rewiring section, the book talks about cleaning up your self-talk and using self-scripting.
What's the difference?
Self-talk is that constant inner narrative, right? The voice in your head. It often stems from a core belief like, if you believe I have to be perfect to be loved, your self-talk might be harsh criticism. You're such a loser who'd want to hang around you. Something mean and largely unconscious.
That inner critic.
That inner critic. Self-scripting, though, is a deliberate, conscious strategy. You create an encouraging, positive way of talking to yourself when you're feeling strong and rational. Then, when you're feeling distressed, you intentionally return to that pre-written script.
Like having a positive mantra ready.
Kind of, but maybe more detailed. For public speaking anxiety, for example, you might combine deep breathing, visualizing success, and running an inner script like, okay, you've prepared, you've got this. Giving a speech isn't the end of the world. It's an opportunity to share.
You're consciously choosing the narrative.
Exactly. While unconscious self-talk can be incredibly damaging, a deliberate self-script allows you to choose a healthier path, actively steering your attention and your mindset where you want it to go.
So, stepping back, what does all this mean for the bigger picture? We've talked about awareness, organization, relaxation, thought rewiring. The ultimate goal isn't just collecting tips, is it?
No, not at all. The ultimate goal is really a transformative shift in your fundamental attitude. It's about becoming the kind of person who faces life's inevitable ups and downs with composure and resilience, rather than being constantly swept away by anxiety and overthinking.
So changing who you are in relation to stress.
Precisely. And the book proposes 5 key attitudes that really characterize a non-anxious person. These are like the hallmarks of a resilient mind.
Okay, what are they?
Attitude 1. Focus on what you can control, not on what you can't. This is huge. Overthinking often kicks in hardest when we feel powerless. Think about that minor car accident example where the other driver was negligent. You can't control their actions or the fact it happened, but you can control your response, how you handle the situation, your anger, your paperwork. Don't pick up stress you don't have to carry.
Let go of what's not yours.
Exactly. Attitude 2. Focus on what you can do, not on what you can't. Anxiety loves to keep you stuck in the abstract, feeling passive. Action, even tiny steps, brings clarity and a sense of agency. If you hit a roadblock, say you can't open that bar because of license issues, don't just fret about what you can't do. Ask, okay, what can I do? Maybe open a cafe instead. Obstacles become prompts for creative solutions.
Shift from problem to possibility.
Beautifully put. Attitude 3. Focus on what you have, not on what you don't have. This is the glass half full idea, but it's incredibly practical. If the birthday cake gets ruined, don't spiral about the lack of cake. Focus on the candles you still have, the watermelon, the candy. Get creative with what you do have available. This primes your brain to see solutions instead of just dwelling on the deficit.
Gratitude and resourcefulness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Attitude 4. Focus on the present, not the past or the future. Anxiety thrives on past regrets or future worries, those hypothetical what-ifs. But conscious awareness, effective action, peace, that only lives right now, in the present moment. If you're in a great new relationship but constantly dwelling on mistakes from past ones, you're literally missing the joy that's right in front of you.
Be here now.
It sounds cliché, but it's profoundly true. And attitude 5. Focus on what you need, not what you want. Overthinking can get easily sidetracked by an endless stream of desires and nice-to-haves. This is about prioritizing what's absolutely necessary, your non-negotiables. When house hunting, for instance, list your essential needs price range, maybe a garden, 3 bedrooms, to focus your search and let go of less fundamental wants that just complicate things.
Needs versus wants. Clarity.
Clarity is key. These 5 attitudes together really build a foundation for a less anxious, more proactive way of engaging with the world.
Okay, and finally, there's one more technique the book covers. Emotion regulation via the opposite action. Sounds counterintuitive.
It does a bit,
Yeah.
but it's very powerful. The technique is basically doing the opposite of what your immediate emotion is telling you to do.
Okay.
Now, this isn't about denial or suppressing feelings. It's about observing your emotions, say fear or anger, acknowledging it's there, but then choosing not to let it automatically dictate your behavior, especially if that behavior goes against your values or goals.
So how does it work?
First, you identify and acknowledge the emotion. Okay, I'm feeling really angry right now. Second, you look at the thoughts and behaviors this emotion is encouraging. Maybe avoidance, blaming others, yelling, believing the world isn't safe. Ask yourself, do these actions actually align with my long-term goals and values?
Probably not if it's intense anger or fear.
Often not. So, third, if they don't align, you consciously identify the opposite action or emotion. If the urge is to yell, the opposite might be speaking softly. If the urge is to run away, fear, the opposite might be to approach calmly. If the emotion is intense anxiety, the opposite might be acting with confidence or seeking relaxation.
You choose the opposite.
You choose it. Fourth, you commit to acting out this opposite state for a fixed period, maybe 5 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a day. And fifth, you observe the results.
Give me that car accident example again.
Okay, car accident, the other driver was clearly wrong, and you feel intense rage building. Your urge is to yell, maybe get aggressive. You identify the rage. You see, the urge to yell doesn't align with your goal of resolving this calmly. The opposite action, speak softly, de-escalate, maybe focus on breathing to stay calm. You commit to doing this for the next 10 minutes while you exchange information.
What happens?
Afterward, you might observe that the immediate intense rage actually dissipates much faster because you didn't feed it with angry actions. You feel relieved you didn't say or do something you'd regret. You handle it effectively.
So it's not denying the anger.
Not at all. It's acknowledging it, but choosing not to let it grab the steering wheel. You can allow fear or anger to ride in the passenger seat, but you decide where the car is going. It's about reclaiming control over your actions, even when difficult emotions are present.
Wow, that's a really empowering way to finish this deep dive into Stop Overthinking. It's given us so many incredible tools and insights, hasn't it?
It really has.
From really understanding what overthinking is, its roots in anxiety, all the way to these super practical techniques for immediate relief, getting organized, relaxing the mind, and crucially rewiring those ingrained thought patterns.
And the core message, I think, is so clear and hopeful. Yes, stress is a given in life. It's part of being human.
Yeah.
But overthinking, that's largely a choice. You have far more control over it than you probably realize.
The power is in our hands, really.
It lies in your attitudes, your perceptions, and your conscious choice to think and act differently.
So maybe here's a thought for you, the listener, to carry forward. What single, maybe small area of your life could you choose today to consciously shift from that pattern of anxious overthinking towards intentional, calm action, even if it feels a bit daunting right now? Just one small area.
Yes, start small and revisit this deep dive, revisit these ideas
Right.
whenever you feel that mental chatter starting to crank up again. Remember,
Yeah.
you are not helpless in the face of stress. You absolutely have the tools within you to steer your life where you truly want it to go.